Plus, Donovan Mitchell and Ben Simmons are battling for Rookie of the Year. Should the NBA give them both the award? Plus, Bob Kraft has lots of celebrity friends, but his newest one gives me cause to pause. I'll explain. Second hour, first take coming up. Starts right now.
SportsCenter right now. I'm Antonieta Collins. Kansas and North Carolina State are the latest schools to be named in new federal charges filed in the FBI's investigation into corruption in college basketball. Federal prosecutors adding more criminal counts to the indictment of Adidas executive James Gatto, alleging that he conspired to provide cash payments to the families of former basketball players at these schools. In response to this, Kansas released the following statement. The indictment does not suggest any wrongdoing by the university, its coaches, or its staff. We will cooperate fully with investigators in this matter. NC State also releasing a statement saying, as the indictment stated, the payment was designed to be concealed, including from the NCAA and officials at NC State. NC State will continue to fully cooperate with the U.S. Attorney's Office and keep the NCAA updated throughout this investigation. In other news, Villanova junior guard Jalen Brunson is declaring for the 2018 NBA Draft. The Wooden Award winner and two-time champ with the Wildcats is the number 26 pick in ESPN's Jonathan Givony's most recent mock draft. Brunson averaging just under 19 points and 5 assists per game this season. Now, back to First Take.
For the first time in his career, LeBron James is going to play all 82 games in a season. His previous career high was 81 back in 08-09 season during his first stint in the land. Max, why do you think LeBron's playing all 82 now?
Because he wants to be remembered as the greatest player who ever lived, and he's still fighting to get out of the shadow of Michael Jordan. Because Michael Jordan is the greatest player who ever lived. And by the way, Jordan played 12 full seasons. In 9 of them, he played all 82 games. The other 3 of the full seasons he played, he was hurt a couple times. He retired and came back, so he had partial seasons. The other 3 seasons, 81 games, 80 games, and 78 games. So LeBron knows, look, peak for peak, he can't catch Jordan. Even the advanced stats tell you that Jordan's a little better than LeBron in their prime. He also knows in terms of durability in any given season, like Michael Jordan at the age of 39, not only played all 82 games, but averaged 37 minutes a game. And by the way, dropped 26 and almost 4, shooting 45% from the field when he wasn't even good anymore. So he knows he's not going to be able to match Jordan in terms of an in-season durability thing. Minutes played with games played, all that sort of thing throughout the course of his career. But he can check this off the box. You know, even if he doesn't get the 6 championships, even if his peak isn't quite Jordan's peak, even if the durability within the seasons that they played full seasons isn't quite what Jordan's is, he knows that, look, if he eventually plays with his son as he'd like to, and he plays that many years, and his prime was almost as good as Jordan's, and he winds up with 4 or 5 championships, and he showed he could play 82 games in a season, and he has these several great finals performances to go with the disappearing act, you know, against Dallas. Then ultimately there will be LeBron supporters who already make the case that, look, even if he's not quite as good at his best, you'd rather have his overall career than Mike's. And that's what he's doing. He's checking another box off the list, trying to be the GOAT.
You're not wrong with your assertions. You're just incomplete. It's not just about checking the box off in terms of trying to be the GOAT. He's trying to change the narrative. Because if we focus on this, at age 33, 15th year in the NBA, playing every game, playing the most minutes, you know, the conditioning, which I marvel at every single time I watch him. This man is in phenomenal condition, phenomenal shape. It's something special to behold. He needs to give us all that secret. The other side to all of this, Max, is that if we're talking about that, we ain't really talking about the absence of another ring, are we? And see, that's what this really comes down to. Because when I see this and his commitment to play all 82 games and how important this appears to be to him, obviously it's just my opinion. It's nothing I've heard from anybody else, no inside information. It's just my opinion. I think it's of the mindset that he walked into this season expecting to come up short. He walked into this season knowing that, you know what, I'm not going to win the championship this year. I better create some other narratives for folks to focus on as opposed to it just being all about the chip, because the likelihood is that I'm going to come up short again. So rather than do that, let me focus on these other things. I got to play the games anyway, play it to the best of my ability, play as many games as I possibly can. Let me make sure I have people marveling at my individual excellence, because I can't play all 5 positions and I can't be on the court by myself. And it's not just me that's competing for the championship. I do have teammates. All of that stuff are things that he's going to adopt, if not having not done so already. He'll eventually adopt emotionally, because he'll have no choice. Because, again, I think they'd have a chance against Houston. I think they have no chance to beat Golden State. And as a result of it, I think Golden State's going to the finals, and he probably thought that coming into the season as well, if you can create another narrative to be discussed about when it comes to you, and it pertains your excellence as an individual, a phenom, your greatness, the conditioning, the commitment to excellence, the role model extraordinaire that you are, etc. If we're talking about all of those things, kinds of soften the blow of losing another title.
Well, it's not that you're wrong, Stephen A. It's just that you're incomplete. See, even if you're right about him doing that to address certain issues, that doesn't mean he's trying to control the narrative. What it means is he may have come into this season looking at Golden State thinking, we can't beat those guys. That all may be true. I'm with you up to there. But at that point, what can he control? Well, for example, he can play all 82 games. He's never done that before. Look at this first. He can become as good a passer as Magic Johnson. He was already on that Magic Bird level, but, you know, the passes that LeBron has made this year, put him in the conversation. You know, he might be the greatest. These might be some of the greatest passes ever made. And by the way, you can compare them. Well, it's not as good as Magic. Go YouTube Magic. They were unbelievable. But go YouTube LeBron this year. He's doing things on the court that are unprecedented, even in terms of his passing. It's like power passing. It's unbelievable. He can adjust his offense, like he can adjust his game so that people are even asking the question, I think it's incorrect, is he better than he's ever been? But at least he's maintaining this incredibly high level where you can say, look at that, another season where LeBron James, really, he fell off in certain ways, but he compensated in others. So like, wow, look at his career when all is said and done. That was 15 straight years of essentially being the best player in the game and just about the best player of all time. That dude is the greatest player of all time. That's what he's doing here. I don't know if it's about controlling that narrative, that historical narrative. I don't think it's a distraction technique because he knows he can't win a chip this year.
Stephen A., can I add one more thing?
The bottom line is when you're talking about what he can control, Max Kellerman, ultimately, what are we going to chronicle? What are we going to discuss? That's the point. But go ahead, Molly. I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, I think he's trying to say that he's the MVP. That's what I thought he was trying to do here.
Well, first of all, LeBron has every right to believe. Well, not to me.
Well, send the message through playing 82.
Well, let me explain. He's not the MVP to me. But it's not about his talent or his excellence on a basketball court. It's because I attached the entire roller coaster ride that Cleveland has been on this year.
Battle. And you